The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Okay, this is David Sowers. Here's magic tricks for when you don't really have any magic tricks with you. Okay, like the finger taker offer. Look, oh, look, the finger taker. Look, my arms are like rubber. And look, when I put my fingers there, it's like there's a little sausage in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, that works for me. I don't know, but look at this. Well, this is my impression of getting my face stuck in an elevator door. Oh, the face is stuck in the elevator door, over in the elevator. Okay, yeah, see those and more on the David Sowards Show, David Sowards on YouTube. Thank you. From the
I love Jim and all his work, but mine is a little different. I don't have any magic that pops out of a hat or anything like that. My magic is in your imagination, where stories live, where stories are born. And for the kids, there's a few little kids and the big kids. Notice I don't have any books with me or instruments, so all the stories that we tell will be in our imagination. So I'm going to do a couple of stories that I'm going to ask for some help with part of it, and then we're going to, if we get enough kids to come, we're going to actually do a couple of melodramas actually up here on the stage, so we'll see how that works out. So I do thank you all for coming to the art of storytelling. It was a long time ago. There were no stories in the world, and the world was quiet, and no one had stories to tell. And so it was. A young Native American boy was out checking his traps. And in one of his traps, he found a rabbit. And he picked up the rabbit to carry it home. But on his way home, he heard a sound. Boy, boy. Well, he didn't know who it was, and he looked all around, thinking it was his father, his uncle, his mother. But there was no one. He continued walking, and he heard it again, boy! And this time he looked up. And when he looked up, he could see it was the great mountain speaking to him. And the mountain had never spoken to the young boy before. And the boy said to the mountain, "What is it, mountain? I am carrying the rabbit home to my family for dinner. What is it?" And the great mountain said, "I have a gift for you, but first you must give a gift to me." Well, the boy had no gift. He was not wearing moccasins. He had no beads. He had nothing of value except, well, the rabbit. And so he said, "I have a rabbit. Would you take the rabbit, great mountain?" And the mountain said, "I will take the rabbit." And the boy set the rabbit down in the front, and the great mountain said, "Sit." And the boy sat. And the great mountain said, "I am going to give you a story, the gift of story." The boy did not know what that was. And the mountain said, "Listen, and you will know the story." And so it was. The great mountain told story to boy. And the great mountain said, "I will take the rabbit, and you will take the story home to your village." And the boy ran home without the rabbit. And when the boy walked into his own room and his own dwelling, his mother said, Where is the rabbit?" "I don't have the rabbit," he said. "The great mountain took my rabbit. I have something better." "What is better than rabbit?" she said. "I have story." "But what is story?" He said, sit. Everyone come sit. And everyone in the family came to sit. And he told the story the mountain had told him. Where did you get this story, boy? From the great mountain, and he has more. And his mother said, go back tomorrow and bring another story home. And so it was. The next day, the boy went out and he set his traps. And in one of them, he caught something else. He caught something that he could take home to his family. But it wasn't for the family. It was for the great mountain. And he carried it to the mountain and he set it down. I've brought an offering. Great mountain, have you more stories? The great mountain said, sit, boy. And he told him the story. And again, the boy ran home without food for the family. But the family did not care. They sat around and they listened to the story. And again, the next day, and the next, and the next, and the next. And now, all of a sudden, the winter nights were not so long, for they had story to wait for and listen for every night. And people had things to talk about when they were out and about in the village. Did you hear this one? Did you hear that one? I told you that story. And so it was. One morning, the boy got again a rabbit and set it in front of the mountain. Great mountain, it is I, boy. I've come for story. But all was quiet. And all of a sudden, the boy wondered, where is the great mountain? Again, he said, great mountain, it is I, boy. Where is the story? And it was quiet. And after a bit, the great mountain spoke. Boy, I have told you all my stories. And now your job is to take stories back and tell them. For there is one story, there are two, there are four, there are 8, there are 16. There are hundreds of stories for the world to have. And so it was. Everyone in that village went to another village and they said, I've got a story for you. And they went to another village and I have a story for you and I have one for you. And so long ago and far away from the great mountain and the young boy, stories became stories. And here we are today. And that is the story of how the world got story. The end, of course, the end. So, I'm here.
Hi, can you say your name?
Ariana.
Ariana. Thank you for coming out here and volunteering. Thank you, Ariana. And it looks like you're beside looks like a Civil War tent. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old Civil War tent. It's even got the Civil War flags in. Wow. Okay. And you're giving out suckers to the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice of you. Thank you, Ariana.
You're welcome.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Patty Floyd Heller. I am with Windsong Pictures.
Okay.
We create this maze every year for the kids to have fun.
That's so wonderful, so wonderful. Beautiful maze. You have a teepee, you have a rocking horse. What all things do you have in here?
We have a place to climb on ladders, and there are, let me see, there's flags for all different kinds of countries and denominations of people. There is a scarecrow in there, and there is a pirate in there. Go in and find him.
Yeah. Have you been doing this before, in the years before?
Yes, last year was not because of COVID, but before that we've been doing this for a long, long time, and we love it.
Such a good job.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. Looks like the kids are climbing on the straw. One's got a little sword and a shield up there. Yeah. Did you get a chance to climb on the straw? You didn't. You want to? You don't know. Okay. Look at them. You're having a good time up there on the straw.
Hi.
What's your names?
Madeline.
Madeline?
My name's Brooklyn. My name's McKenna.
Are you having a good time today?
Yeah.
Wow. What all did you see so far?
Well, we've seen a lot of musicians or people that like to sing here so far and dance.
Wow, you have.
We saw some people play the, I think it was the pipe bag, probably something like that. Yeah. Bagpipe bag.
Okay. Take a look at this. I got some silks. Go ahead and take them. See, there's 3 separate silks there. Okay? See that? There's a red one, a white one here, red one, and a blue one. Okay. What does red, white, and blue remind you of? Our flag. Do you know any magic words like "Old Glory"?
No.
Old Glory. The red, white, and blue turned into the flag.
Whoa.
That was weird. I'm good friends with Jim myself, okay? But I shouldn't do this. See me tearing that dollar?
Yeah.
I could be arrested just like writing on a bill like that. This money has to be used over and over, right? If you tear it, they have to throw it away and replace it. That's why it's illegal to do that. So let's do it over here too. So it's a good thing this is only an illusion, okay? Yeah? And you shouldn't do this either, especially with all the COVID and everything around. But I can taste the mint, okay? Where it's made, right?
Right.
Watch. I'll go slow for you.
I'm done.
Nice.
That's weird. That's weird.
That's called close-up magic, okay? It happened this far from your face.
Right.
Yeah. I like close-up
Do I
magic.
get to keep the dollar?
Yeah, if you want. Okay. That's what I do. I like it better than stage magic because so many ways you can make illusions happen on stage, but right in front of you it's a little harder. And I think that everybody can practice magic. Now, a lot of illusions only take just a couple minutes to learn. Some of them, like cutting a lady in half on stage, that takes a little longer.
Right.
But or levitation and things. But if you would, are you ever interested in doing magic? You can use magic in a lot of ways. If you're a speaker, that's a really good way to get people's attention. If you can surprise them, you got their attention. School teachers do that a lot. Okay, they've probably seen some do that already. Once they get your attention, then they can teach you what they want. Now, if you'd like to learn some magic, there's a very famous magician who lives right here in town named Dick Stoner. Of course, Jim
Stoner.
Barron. Yeah, Jim Barron's pretty famous too, but he's not quite as famous as Dick Stoner. And Dick Stoner is so famous they know him out in Las Vegas. Everybody knows him. In fact, he invents magic, and some of the magic that Jim Barron did, he learned from Dick Stoner. Isn't that something? Yeah. So if you get a chance, Dick Stoner is getting up in years. Go down to his store, which is called the Fun Store on Harrison Street. Okay, been there before? Get some pictures of him on Saturday afternoon when he's usually there. And these would be very treasured pictures you have. Yeah, that'd be a good thing to
Thank
get.
you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too.
That was nice.
What's your name?
Victor Cheney,
Victor Cheney.
and my wife and I are a group called Vincent Cheney, and we do folk music.
Oh, do ya?
Yeah, and we did that actually during the Three Rivers Festival, and you were doing,
Yeah.
it wasn't the International Village, it was the other thing.
Yes, International Village.
Maybe it was the International Village.
Yeah, it
we were
was,
up on
it
stage
was.
there, and you were doing some
Yes,
pictures, I
got you
believe.
there.
Yeah.
It's good to see you again.
That's good to be
so
here.
glad coming out. Yeah. Okay, and you have a good time. Are you having a
Thank
good
you.
time here?
We sing. We're singing the
Oh,
next
you're
few minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
I
sing
have
on them stages,
I
yeah.
have to get you singing then.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
We'll be right up there.
We'll get you.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
thank you so much.
Yeah, we start at 3.
3, okay. What's your name is?
My name is Amy Czechbala.
Hi, Amy. Tell us about your games here.
All right, so we have Cub Scout Pack 3443 running. These games, there's 5 different games to choose from. Some bowling, ring toss, plinko, and mini golf.
Wow, it sounds like a lot of fun. Is this your first year here?
Second year here.
Second year, okay. Nobody came last year, but the year
Right.
before.
Right. Exactly.
Very good. It looks like some really fun games. It looks like they even have
For the prize, if you win your game.
Wow, that's really cool. Did you make the necklaces? You did! That was just a wild guess. Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Amy.
thank you.
Let's do this together.
Oh, look at that! Oh, wow, you're a knight, aren't you? Are you a knight? Yeah, wow, that's really a cool sword with shield.
Shield down just a little bit.
What's your name?
Logan.
Logan, that's really nice. Did your dad get those for you?
Yes, sir.
He did, okay, very good. Okay, thank you, Logan. What's your name, sir?
Joseph.
Jessup. And
Joseph.
tell us about your uniform you have on. Is that
Well-
pretty realistic like it was?
This is like a shell jacket.
Okay,
This is the early part of the war.
okay.
I portrayed the 44th Indiana.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about the 44th Indiana?
They were from around here.
Yeah, I believe they were from the Allen County area. The Grange.
Allen, LaGrange.
Range? Great.
They're a real unit.
Okay.
The reason why the guys are all wearing these type of hats, if you go back and look at the original 44th picture,
Yeah.
they're all wearing those type of hats.
Yeah.
So you'll see all the guys here wearing them. There's a couple over there.
Okay. Great. And you have your musket with
Yes, a replica of a 1861 Springfield.
you. Wow. One single shot. You have to load it each time, put a ball in.
Yes.
Tell us how that works. How do you load it?
Well, it's a well-trained soldier could fire 3 shots per minute. That's 1 shot per 20 seconds, which is pretty impressive. Like because there's 9 steps involved. When the call comes to low, they like first have to swing it out, then they take this cartridge back here.
Okay.
They have like gunpowder in here and the ball, and they
Okay.
did they. I always get confused. Did they pour the ball in first or the powder?
The powder has to
in
go
first.
first. Yeah.
And it's like a mini ball. And then they once it's in there, they through their ramrod, they ram down
Yep.
the charge, like so. They return the ramrod, and then the last step is you prime it,
I'll get on this side.
and they have these caps.
Uh-huh.
And this basically is what ignited the gunpowder inside, which set the
Sets
powder
it off.
off, and it,
Do you know what type of range they could fire that weapon? Pretty close range, wasn't it?
well, this is a rifle, so it was much farther than
Pistol. Yeah.
not a pistol, but its predecessors were smoothbore but muskets,
Okay.
which they fire round balls basically.
Uh-huh.
And there's like a groove inside the barrel, which made the bullet spin, which
Right. Rifle. Yeah.
increased the distance
Very good.
and accuracy.
And what rank would you be? Do you know?
A private,
You're a private. Okay.
yes,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep.
no stripes.
No stripes to be a private. Well, I hope you get a promotion real soon.
I'm just happy being a private.
All right. Okay. And well, how do you eat? Do you have to take your lunch when you go out in the field? Or?
Well, the soldiers were issued rations,
Oh, okay.
which were not very pleasant.
Yeah.
One of them was hardtack. The private has hardtack.
Hardtack, yeah.
It's not exactly tasty.
Maybe jerky.
No,
They
have.
they dip it in coffee, didn't they, to like try to soften it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you could take the hardtack, which is like a cracker that's been sitting around for a long time, and sometimes they would fry them in bacon grease,
Okay.
and that would help the flavor a little bit. It was just a way to get carbohydrates.
You wouldn't gain a whole lot of weight with that.
Coffee was rationed, rice was rationed, corn was rationed.
Yeah.
Each soldier would get a ration of salt beef or salt pork, which sometimes is rancid.
Yeah.
Not very good.
I got his name, but I didn't get your name.
Mrs. Jonathan Early, pleasure to meet you.
Nice to have met you. Thank you so much.
Can't shake hands with your
Well,
camera.
do this way. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Thank you. Looks like you have hats and things.
Yes.
Are you selling anything?
No.
Okay,
no,
just information.
We don't sell things in this area. We portray the 1860s.
Try what?
Over there they portray the 1770s.
Gotcha.
So we're the netters who go around on the weekends, dress up, and pretend like this. One, for fun, and two, for education.
Right.
And so what I am doing is I am, as you can see, my dress is quite worn through.
Yes.
And there is absolutely no way I can sew it back into a dress. But there's enough fabric here that's still good. And you can do a rip test by pulling, and if it stays, it's worth keeping.
Gotcha.
If I do the rip test up here, for example,
Yes. Yeah.
it rips right through. So it's dry ratted.
Yeah.
So to save the fabric, I'm going to make an apron out of it.
Oh, okay.
Because in the typical
Yes.
Civil War lady's dress, there's going to be anywhere from 10 to 16 yards.
Okay.
Sometimes more. Right before the Civil War in the North, anyway, was a very high economic time.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so we'd have lots of fabric. A poor woman would have lots of cotton and cheap stuff. A rich woman would have lots of silk. And if I weren't wearing my work dress, I'm sure you've seen some of the ladies with hoops, which is style. We're displaying that fabric on those hoops. We have all of this fabric. We can afford all of this fabric. Fabric is so cheap and easy to make now.
Right.
Okay, so since I have a good few yards in this right now, I'm going to cut it up, and that's what I'm doing is I'm picking the stitches. And I'm going to save that. And if I'm very industrious, I might have an apron done by the end of the weekend.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for your information.
You're welcome.
Okay,
First,
so
what's your name?
my name is Catherine Grubaugh.
Catherine? Okay, and you're making things of chocolate?
We actually do the entire chocolate process from roasting our raw beans, and then we shell them, we grind them, and then we have to take them to a second grinding process on our large metate grinding stone over here.
Can you show us what chocolate looks like before you start, like a bean or something?
These are actually our raw beans here.
Okay.
Those are our raw beans. These are some roasted beans.
Okay.
And you have to take the shells. Here we go. You have to take the shells off the beans.
Okay.
And then that's when you do a couple here. So then those are the shell beans. You grind those up until they become nibs.
Okay.
Then you take the nibs to the grinding stone. My husband usually does this part, but I can. What you're doing is
You add water or no water?
nope, it's actually the fat in the chocolate that
Look at that.
so once you get this ground up, he's stronger. So he
I
can
understand.
do a little bit better job than I can.
Look at that. Of course, that's probably bitters, not sweet.
Yes, this is 100%.
Where do you get the cocoa beans? Where are they grown?
We actually get them from a company called Rose, or Mountain Rose Herbs, and I believe they get them from South America, but they're a really, really great company. They do like
So do they not grow coffee beans in the United States at all?
They're a southern
Okay.
or South America plant, or Mexico,
Okay.
which is where the
Must take a lot of higher heat to grow.
it does. Your original. There are two ways to get heat, which is be in a really hot, like 90-degree room, or we cheat and we have a little heat source underneath the stone to keep the stone warm.
Good.
You can see it's starting to glisten there.
I see that.
It is by no means a quick process.
No.
How long does it take to have enough to make like a chocolate cake?
We've done like chocolate pudding before, and we just tempered some chocolate, and we did some pretzels that are over there, or we put it on the pretzels to kind of. You can see it starting.
Yeah, I see. So what you're grinding is stone against stone. Okay.
And this is called a metate, and this is called a mano.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, mono, hand.
Yeah. The board's called Matasi?
Metate.
Metate. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds Spanish, doesn't it?
It is. We actually imported the stone from Mexico.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, look at that.
There we go. We're starting to get that breakdown.
Yeah. Boy, isn't it good we can just go to the store and buy a chocolate, huh? What's the difference between this isn't dark chocolate?
This is 100%
dark chocolate.
Your equivalent today, if you went to the store, would go get the baker's chocolate.
Okay. Gotcha. So this is the dark chocolate.
This is 100%.
Right.
So now if you get like Hershey chocolate, like cocoa and stuff, that's not 100%?
We call it milk chocolate.
I didn't say if it's labeled milk chocolate, there would be a milk component in it.
No, I'm talking about like the cocoa you get in a can.
If it's a
hot chocolate, is that 100%?
Okay,
First,
so
what's your name?
My name is Catherine Rubaugh.
Catherine? Okay, and you're making things of chocolate?
We actually do the entire chocolate process from roasting our raw beans, and then we shell them, we grind them, and then we have to take them to a second grinding process on our large metate grinding stone over here.
Can you show us what chocolate looks like before you start, like a bean or something?
These are actually our raw beans here.
Okay.
Those are our raw beans. These are some roasted beans.
Okay.
And you have to take the shells. Here we go. You have to take the shells off the beans.
Okay.
And then that's when you do a couple here. So then those are the shell beans. You grind those up until they become nibs.
Okay.
Then you take the nibs to the grinding stone, and then that's when you get. Oh yes. Oh yes. That tea has caffeine in that doesn't have as much as this does. This is Zacalacto. I'm probably mispronouncing it, but it is a traditional Aztec drink made out of dark chocolate, water, and cayenne pepper. I didn't like that bitter flavor, so I added sugar.
But I like it.
It's to me, it has an unexpected complexity of flavors. But yeah, we like to do some education and.
Yeah, it tastes a little